Hello everyone! Welcome back to the 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is the Wood Elves and the Dwarves, well Clan Angren specifically, versus the Wood Elves and the Dwarves. Believe we picked our armies first and they kind of mirror matched us, but I was like, I want to play the Dwarves, so I didn't care. We're going to do a mirror match here. So for my allies army, since I'm on this side of the screen, we have 2 Sisters of Thorn, Great Eagle, 2 Treekin, 2 Wildwood Rangers, an Ancient Treeman, 2 Blade Guard with Hagbane Tips, Dryads, 2 Eternal Guard, and that is their army. For my army, I have on the flank here a Monroe Blasting Charges, Dragon Fire Pass Warriors, Iron Breakers, 2 Dwarf Warriors, Dragonback Slayers. Backline we have 2 Dwarf Warriors, one Dwarf Warrior with Longbeard, one Dwarf Warrior with Great Weapon, 1 Longbeard with a Great Weapon. Could you imagine a group of Dwarf Warriors wielding Longbeards with Great Weapons? They're like just swinging them around. Anyway, then I also have 2 Thunderers, a Coroller, and then I brought 3 Bolt Throwers, which is a risk against another Dwarf player because of cannon sniping, but I wanted to bring him. Then we also have a Runesmith and being led by a Dwarf Lord with the Fiery Ring, which I always love to bring against the Wood Elves because they don't like the fire. Alright, so Dwarf Army here, they're kind of mixed in here in this very defensive geometry. We have 2 cannons. On the flanks, we have Eternal Guard and Treekin. In the middle, we have a whole bunch of Longbeards. Behind them, we have more Longbeards. We have 2 Thunderers, Ungrim Iron Fist, Glade Lord, Spellslinger of Life, Waystalker. And that is their army. They are defensed up on top of a hill in a half-circle thingamabobber. Most of these Glade Guard are Starfire Shafts, by the way. So let's press play. So my little dwarf legs have to carry me from that's where we started, and we need to go way over here. The elf has a little bit more of a shorter distance to go, but their army is not really well equipped to fight a bunch of Longbeards. So the Longbeards is going to be marching up here to fight the elves. I don't want to fight the Longbeards because my army will probably get crushed by a bunch of anti-armor. I built my army to be kind of balanced to fight both the elves and the dwarves. So my plan, originally the 3 bolt throwers were to snipe Durthu, but the enemy didn't bring Durthu. They did bring Treekin, but I'm not super concerned about those. So I'm trying to get my bolt throwers up to try and support my elf ally here. I want to try and kill these Thunderers with the bolt throwers and then the Longbeards. I want my Thunderers to fire at the Longbeards and then the rest of my army to push on the Wood Elves who have condensed their line now. They've removed those Eternal Guard from the flanks and now they're just marching up to meet me. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. We're going to throw our Dragonback Slayers all the way around the flanks, and you can see these Sisters of Thorn just getting pummeled by Glade Guard right now. Getting just pummeled. There goes Thunderer Fire. And I am so very slow. That's what dwarves are. So in the meantime, you get to watch the Sister of Thorn just get totally massacred by a bunch of Glade Guard. There goes, what is that, 1100? Goodbye, 1100. And then these Wildwood Rangers getting focused on. Good news is my Glade Guard is starting to focus on, my Coroller is starting to focus on their Glade Guard, or should be here. I guess maybe I shot the Thunderers? With my Corollers? That's weird. I thought I'd target their Glade Guards. What is this going down? Oh, the Crest of Honor here. Okay. My god, the Treekin getting massacred. So that's Sisters of Thorn and the Treekin both down? Wait, did the other Sisters of Thorn get sniped? Mostly. So they're almost dead before the battle even starts. But here go my Elven allies. They're trying to go up here and brush or get through the Longbeard line, which are very tanky. We'll see how they do. Ancient Treatment down to almost half health because of all the focus fire here. But my army is here. We are now engaged against the Wood Elves. Again, I'm trying to get around the flanks. And my 2 Thunderers, I'm going to post up right here. And then we're going to move up right here. And we're just going to shoot down the line. All 3 of my Bolt Throwers are going to assist my Elven ally here, trying to, again, kill these Thunderers. And then we're going to work on the Longbeard line as well. Luckily, some of the Elves at least made it to the front line, including some of the Wildwood Rangers. So they are there doing some good damage. The Hagbane Tips was an interesting choice. And I think they're firing into Longbeards as well. Trying to poison them, I guess. Corollers are going to be mostly focusing on the Glade Guard. My Dragonback Slayer is going to try and focus on the Glade Guard. My allies sent the Great Eagle behind the line into the Glade Guard, which was a good flanking position there. Both throwers are going to be basically uncontested, just firing into the dwarven lines. You can see them doing a lot of good damage to these longbeards. I'm repositioning my thunderers to just go all the way down the line. Because the enemy's Starfire Shaft Blade Guard are more focused or more concerned about the Wood Elf and killing this Treeman. Oh my god, this poor Treeman. That armor doesn't help you against Starfire Shafts, man. They pierce through armor. It's almost a worthless spell. Oh no. And then there goes the Ancient Tree Man. Been focused down, but I did pierce through the lines here, so we have our Dwarf Lord. I think you may have missed it, but I did do a cast of the Fire Ring, which almost killed 2 Blade Guard that were sitting right here all in its entirety. Following in with the Miners, we're going to throw some Blaster Charges over here. There goes another Fire Ring, killing a bunch more. I'm telling you, Wood Elves hate fire, even just the normal Elves. Not just the trees, but also the Elves. So doing a lot of good damage to those Blade Guard with the Dwarf Lord, and now we're going to get in here and try and shut them down. Meanwhile, my Dragonback Slayers have been just chased by a few units, and we're going to try and slam into any Blade Guard that we can see. Bolt Throwers still firing into the Longbeards. Thunderers still firing into the Longbeards. Quarrelers should still be firing into Glade Guard, or if not them, then Thunderers, I think. Meanwhile, we have the Great Eagle still back here killing some Blade Guard, which is really good. I think this is when the enemy's leadership is going to start trying to focus on my Dwarf Lord. The Glade Lords with his arrows are going to try and focus on him. Ungrim is eventually going to pull away from these Eternal Guard and go after my Dwarf Lord as well. Meanwhile, we got some Dwarf Warriors Great Weapons dealing with 2 Treekins, so we have Tar Pitted the Tar Pit units and 2 of them, which is great. Thunderer is still just mowing down the line. Bolt Thrower is still just mowing down the line. Dragonback Slayers, I'm doing what I can, get what damage I can against the Glade Guard. As I continue to get chased by Eternal Guard and Dwarf Warriors or Longbeards. But you can see we have managed to rout a lot of the Longbeards because we've just been pouring fire into their sides and Bolt Throwers like non-stop. My allies' infantry what remains is still holding, the Eternal Guard that is. Then the Wood Elf player is going to withdraw, so I'm going to be like, okay, so we're just going to charge him. My main line here is supported by my Runesmith. Meanwhile, my Dwarf Lord is fighting. I'm trying to kill the Spellslinger of Life here with the Dwarf Lord. It's hard going though, hard going. Dragonback Slayers now still detaching away from the melee fights and trying to just kill all of the ranged units. We're going to try and shut down these Thunderers who are firing into the Eternal Guard. I'm going to reposition some of my Thunderers. These ones are going to be over here so we can shoot up this way because these Eternal Guard were blocking my line of sight. So I'm repositioning to try and get more shots to the Longbeards. Both throwers still going. Now the enemy is going to detach their 2 Treekin from my Dwarf Warriors and try and get into the main line. So I'm just going to follow them in. Dwarf Lord is still trying to kill the Spellslinger of Life. Ungrim Iron Fist is going to slowly make their way over here to fight my Dwarf Lord. Blade Lord firing into the side. There he goes. And I'm still wrapping up the Elven Infantry here. Quarreler is going to help me do that as well because there's really no Glade Guard in range. And firing into heavily armored dwarves with a bunch of crossbows. While in theory, you know, because crossbows were made to punch through armor in this game, not exactly the case. So we're going to try and kill some more Glade Guards. So we're buckling their lines. Thunderers still taking it to the entire line of Longbeards. Bolt Throwers still taking it to the second group of Thunderers and Longbeards. My poor Dwarf Lord, though, is going to kind of get outmatched here against Ungrim and the Glade Lord and the Spellslinger. I'm going to try and throw some warriors, try and fire past there, just get some bodies. And my Dwarf Lord is going to rout. I did pop his potion at this point for healing. But we are dealt with most of the Wood Elf Infantry at this point, trying to get our units away from the Treekin who are trying to delay us from getting into over here. My Quarreler is going to start firing into this massive melee up here. Dragonback Slayers, what's left of them, still chasing, I think, Thunderers right now, but they're about to die. Moving the Thunderers a little bit closer, and eventually I'm going to wrap them around the flanks and try and shoot up because, again, our forces are kind of in the way a little bit. My Dwarf Lord will come back from routing here soon. As my 2 Dwarf Warriors Great Weapons are trying to deal with the Treekin, I'm trying to detach everything else to deal with what remains of the Wood Elf player, and now Ungrim and all of them are fighting my Runesmith. He's kind of buried deep in there. That's what I'm trying to get reinforcements over there as much as I can. And here comes that Thunderer reposition trying to get over here. Wood Elf ally, I think the Great Eagle is still out killing. Where are you? I know you're still alive somewhere. Not sure where. Maybe not. Maybe it died. Oh wait, there it is. Okay. I thought it was out there because I remember seeing it flying all around the map, taking out like retreating units. But my Bolt Thrower is still online and operational, so now we're firing into this 3 Longbeard units right here. trying to pull out my runesmith right now, and the enemy is trying to charge down the hill towards my lord. So I'm like, okay, we're going to have to take this fight here soon. Thunder is in a new position trying to fire up the hill, but I think I'm going to have to move them again because this is kind of a ridge blocking a line of sight. Ugrim Iron Fist dealing with what remains of my warriors to try and fire past, but luckily I have a lot of dwarf warriors nearby, so we're going to be able to intercept these longbeards, firing into them with the Thunderers like a point-blank range. These Coilers are going to now be used as a melee force because they are now out of ammunition. Bolt throwers still firing. Holding back one of the Glade Lord, well, the only Glade Lord over here with some warriors. These Iron Breakers are going to go into the Thunderers and Glade Guard here. Not the best charge, but there they are. Then the Waystalker Stalker is going to try and go into melee against the Dwarf Warrior, and I think Ungrim's going to try and again make their way towards my Dwarf Lord. So now again, repositioning once more, point blank range, trying to get some fire into all of these Lords and Heroes. Running interception on these Thunderers with the Coilers because there's nothing better else they can do. And just trying to finish up these Thunderers with our Dwarf Warriors and Iron Breakers. And trying to make sure that my Dwarf Lord does not die. So trying to keep him away from Ungrim, who's now buried in some more Dwarf Warriors over there. Not too concerned about the Waystalker's melee damage, so I'm going to engage him with my Lord and the Runesmith. Doing some rounds of fire on the Treekin, because I'm like, get the hell out of here. And you can see we're doing a lot of good damage to the Spell Singer. Almost got it routed, and there we go. We've routed these two heroes. Ungrim is still around, and I do not want to fight him with either of my heroes. The Glade Lord, I think, is still trying to fire into my hero as well. I'm trying to pin down Ungrim. You can see he's trying to walk. Like, he's doing his best to try and get to my Dwarf Lord. So I'm just throwing bodies in his way to try and get free hits on him, as we are going to withdraw my heroes and my Dwarf Lord out of there. Meanwhile, back here, chasing some Thunderers. These Coilers now keeping all these units at bay. Going to reinforce with some Dwarf Warriors. My Bolt Throwers are almost out of ammunition. You see I sent one of the groups up here to act as another melee force. Thunderers still have some ammunition, so they are going to be sniping these units as they come back, these units as they come back as well, and try and keep them away from this fight. And still, you can see Ungrim just trying to force his way through all these dwarves. Giving us some free hits at the very least, and we're going to try and engage against the Glade Lord here, as Ungrim is now pinned down. And again, my Thunderers are now concerned about firing at the units coming back from routing, throwing in these guys as a melee just holding force. Getting what's left of my Iron Breakers over here as well in case we need them. Great Eagle's still out there dealing with the retreating units. Not much else I can really do though, because it's almost dead. Ungrim finally makes his way into this area with my Dwarf Lord, so I'm going to be like, bloop, 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 get the hell out, and we're going to get a Runesmith out as well. We have routed the Glade Lord, and Ungrim is still trying to kill my Lord, but he can't. Like, I have too many bodies around him. And again, Thunderers are just firing into the reinforcements. So we're going to rout them before they can cause any real trouble. They did do some damage to my Bolt Thrower crew, but that's fine. Nothing else my Bolt Thrower is going to do anyway. Glade Lord is now shattered, and everything else is going to shatter, leaving us with 1.5 minutes of Ungrim being Ungrim. And that is refusing to die when the battle is over. So I'm going to check my phone. Feel free to check your phone, take a drink of water, call your loved ones, because we got Ungrim here, and that bastard just won't go down. And there we go. So that is a victory. The Wood Elves and Clan Engren had to charge the defensive position, but we broke through that shit. We were like, I don't think so. This defensive geometry is not going to stop dwarves. We are defensive geometry. We know how to break them, and we broke them. We had 2 Thunderers just they were lawn mowers. They were dwarf mowers, if you will. Just dwarf mowing the entire Longbeard line. 3 Bolt Throwers that I'm assuming the enemy was like, Bolt Throwers. No one takes Bolt Throwers. Well, you may have forgotten. Bolt Throwers still mostly focus on armor piercing. They have a lot of ammunition, and they're fairly accurate. As you can see here, 78 kills, 86 kills, 100 kills. All of those were either on Thunderers or Longbeards. These Thunderers, 142, 111. Coilers, 125. Most of those Glade Guard. Dragonback Slayers, 111. Most of those Glade Guard and Eternal Guard who were chasing me. Norcoming Iron Prickers, 152. Warriors Ring of Fire Pass, 134, 116, 5. But hey, to be fair, they were fighting Treekin. 65, 41, 35, 151. Look at all of these kills in this game for us. My ally, well, didn't fare as well, but to be fair, they were getting shot up by like all of these Glade Guard and Thunderers. Like they took a pretty massive beating on the charge there that I did not have to take. But yeah, I feel bad for their army. They got shot the hell up. Then for the Dwarf player, we have Ungrim with a ton of kills, Longbeards with some kills. These Longbeards just got mowed down. They just never try to charge my Thunderers. They just continually fought the like few Eternal Guard that were remaining. So I was like, okay, let's start out that lawnmower, boys. That's me starting the lawnmower, because you know it always takes a couple times if it's not like a sit-down lawnmower, but like a push lawnmower, because it's got to get the fuel in the... Anyway, so a good game to Shala, No Mercy, and Tremble. Hope you enjoyed that. I don't even know what I'm going to call this one. I thought Dwarven can openers, because it's been a theme in the past couple of episodes of breaking defensive geometry, but maybe I'll call it that. I mean, you know what this episode's called. You're watching it by now, but I don't know what it's going to be called yet. Maybe I'll call it Dwarf can openers. But like, we didn't really open it. I mean, we kind of did. We broke through the corner and like went through. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's watch the cinematic view. It's looking at us.
Take all dwarves!
Jesus.
And long shall we continue to do so!
Oh, the amount of damage my ally took. Go get him, Dwarf Lord. I'm gonna sneak some miners through this little gap.
Go! Nothing can stop us! Move off of those dwarf and fire!
That fire ring is so good.
Touch your targets well! Attack the arcs!
Like I said, They're pretty accurate.
Drain them! Hadouken! Strike out! Attack! Yes! Yes!
Dwarf on dwarf hate.
Shave that vortex!
Oh, there's my slayers.
Move now! Vengeance! Score! That'll do!
Look at those thunderers. It's just non-stop ballistas. Murdering them dwarves. Did you pick up my dwarf lord? What the hell?
Attack the orcs!
How dare you?
Vengeance! Aye! Baby!
I don't think those shields are gonna help you against these.
Aye! As you command! Get moving! Strike out! Ready to strike! Withdraw! Down! Baby! Get him!
Damn, she got my ruthless with that ability too. Got him again? I didn't even realize she could do that to Unit to not kill them.
Nothing can stop us! Accident! Yes! Ready to strike! Move now! Move now! Move those dwarven legs! Move! Shield bearers, ho! Go! Strike out!
Yeah, oh shit! It shot her head off.
Strike out!
Oh Jesus!
Yeah! Move!
Anime blood right there. Holy crap! Fucking shot her head off.
Move now!
Nice shot, Thunderers. Good God. Ungrim, it's not like you're on a giant mount. You just have little legs. I love how you just try to force your way through, though.
Fire! Reload! Fire! All magic uses a right right fast!
Jump kick him. And I'm like, nope. Nope.
Strike out! Blow through!
Not gonna get me, Ungrim.
Take aim! Up we go! Fight!
Fire!
Oh!
God, they murdered so many Longbeards.
Nothing can stop us! Go! Here we go! Charge! Rock out! Reach fast! Move off!
Meanwhile, Ungrim being Ungrim. Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.